Hello to all of my Geminis. This is Queen Amara coming to you with your general reading, Geminis. Let's get right into it. We're coming up on a full moon in Scorpio, Geminis. Are you all ready for this full moon? Here are some things you can do during the full moon. You can do divination. You can also harvest herbs at this time. They're easier to dry. You can make protective amulets. You can cleanse and charge your tools under the moonlight. You can cleanse and charge your crystals in the moonlight. You can also make moon water. All right, we're coming up on this full moon. So let's get mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually prepared for this full moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by two planets. It's ruled by Pluto, which is currently retrograde along with Mercury, but it's not. So Pluto and Mars is Scorpio's ruling planet. One of the ruling planets, Mercury, Pluto is currently retrograde. So here we go. Here we go. All right. So someone has ended this feeling of feeling foolish. That has already died. Somebody says, you know what, I no longer feel foolish about, what I had to leave behind. I feel better. There could be still two situations that are still outstanding. See these right here. You picked up all your swords, walked away from a lot of manipulation, a lot of abuse, mental abuse, a lot of narcissism, those kind of things. Somebody walked away from it, but see these two swords right here, still outstanding, where it's have a hold on somebody. So if you don't know, what these two situations are, Gemini, you want to ask God. Just ask God. God, is there anything that is holding me back? See, these moon phases do a lot for us. God uses these moon phases, the moon and the sun and all of these other planetary alignments in our universe that show us everything we need to see to live our best lives here on Earth, right? So, Source is saying to you, there's a lot of overthinking about something, a lot of overthinking about, trying to sift through who has manipulated you, who's lied to you, who was narcissistic, who accused you of stuff. It's a lot of overthinking, a lot of oversifting things. Source really wants you to get back on your throne. Here we have the Queen of Swords and also the King of Wands. King of Ideas, somebody's incredibly smart, which is no big surprise because Geminis are just smart, period, right? So, but use this time to learn the lesson. Your ruling planet, Mercury, which is the messenger and the communication planet, but it's also the planet of knowledge and learning. It also is aligned with traveling and also technology. So, Source is saying, instead of overthinking the other side of the sword, who cut you, who manipulated you, who lied to you, this is a time for you to learn what your demons are so that you'll know how to put your demons under submission and clearly be able to see if their demons don't match with yours. It's a no. It's a no. They can be nice, they can be kind, they can be compassionate, they can be all kinds of things. But if their demons don't align with yours, somebody's going to learn. Somebody has learned through this situation. It's a no. So somebody could have come in contact with someone who had a lot of great ideas, who kept you motivated on one hand, but also burned out on another. You could have come across somebody who, got you fired up, but then you weren't really clear about where you all stood in a relationship, whether it's romantic, friendship, whatever. All of that back and forth, somebody has enough knowledge to sort of weigh the pros and cons. Like, okay, yeah, this person is great at motivating. They may have this going on, that going on, but whenever they get angry, who are the person that they burn first? You, right? After a while, that doesn't work. That's not going to work for you. So somebody has, whether it happened in the workplace and or your personal life, somebody has learned whatever lesson they needed to learn. That's why you're no longer feeling, you may be going through a little bit of the mourning, but I do see you purging. So don't forget to watch the video for Pluto retrograde, because that's going to help you to purge everything unhealthy. We're talking about emotions, unhealthy moods, emotions, subconscious habits, feelings, all of that between May 1st, October 10th, and October 10th. All of these months you have to say, okay, because this is giving everybody a fresh start and a clean slate. Okay, so this is great. This is great. I love when planets go retrograde because it gives us an opportunity to really learn some things. Like, okay, if I missed the message, the first 20, 30 years of my life. Okay, I'm gonna get it now. You got me loud and you hear me. I hear you loud and clear now, source. So this is good. Here we have the Four of Coins, the Justice card. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Cups. We have the Two of Wands and also the Nine of Wands. So somebody is like I said, balanced, right? Balanced out. Somebody may have felt foolish, but they took that sword out and said, no, I'm cutting out the feelings of, I'm cutting out this overthinking. I'm cutting it out, right? So Wheel of Fortune. Source is saying to you, now that you've cut out, now that you have released what was on your scales, both in your personal and your professional life, of feeling foolish because that was weighing somebody heavy. Like, I feel like a fool. I feel like I made mistakes. I feel like this and that. So it's to say you may be tempted to vibrate low and think about it and let that, but sources say keep your water at a high frequency. You've already cleared out your water. You've already taken all the toxins out of your water. I removed some people, places, and things from your life. Gemini, keep your high vibrations, right? So source is saying you're already on the other side of a long and arduous journey. Keep on going. Keep going forward, not going back through the same storm. Two of Wands, you have the whole world in front of you. I see travel. I see new opportunities to make money, meeting new people, all of those things. So if source got you out of some friendships, romantic relationships, legal situations, whatever the case may be, source is like, do not go back through the same thing because, again, you all are thinkers. All air signs are thinkers because you're inquisitive. Let me take a peek back through the storm. Source is like, I got you out of that for a reason, right? So again, here we have the Four of Coins. Source is saying be more conservative with your time. Time is money. Be more conservative with your time so that you can make more money. You can use your time wisely to make more money, to build your soul tribe, to meet new love interests, to see what the cracks are in your foundation, like self-care, working on self, right? Investing in yourself versus something I already brought you out of. So remember these moon phases, when these planets, all of this affects everybody. So even if an ex-friend, ex-love interest, ex-whomever tried to resurface, call you, text you, come through third party, whatever, they should be blocked at this point. Because they were weighing down your scales. So they should be blocked. Here we have the Eight of Pentacles, see, making more room for a lot of wealth. Nine of Wands, we have the Two of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles. We also have the Knight of Swords and also the Justice card again. So again, further reiterating, both in your personal and your professional life, this is attached to Libra, but in your personal professional life, source is saying to you, Nine of Wands, situation, further reiterating, don't go back, don't go back, don't go back. Balance, 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 right? And how you're going to balance it out in your personal and your professional life is to say, the past is over completely, both in my personal and my professional life. Whoever didn't make it to the other side with me, that's okay. I forgive you, but I'm moving on, and I'm not trying to breathe life into something that's already over, right? I felt foolish before. I no longer feel foolish anymore. And so this is how you make an additional room for wealth. That's how you're making room for wealth, because this is how people see you. They see you as an asset to their lives, not a liability, right? And so this right here, 8 streams of income. First income is the incoming information from source. Like source is telling you, this is what you need to do to balance out your scales, right? You need to get laser focused. You got the whole world in front of you. Don't go back to something that's, you're breathing life back into something that is already over. So the reason why the journey was long and arduous, because somebody may have gone back several times to something God said, I brought you out, I gave you an opportunity. Like, for instance, let me give you somebody an example of what that would look like. You suspect somebody's cheating on you, right? You suspect somebody's cheating on you. By your definition, of course, because that's all that matters is your definition, not theirs, your definition. Let's say you suspect somebody's cheating on you, and you catch them cheating. You see text messages. You may even catch them with another person, right? And they talk their way out of it. God gave you an exodus strategy when you ask God, God, something doesn't seem right. Something doesn't feel right, God, And God says, okay, well, and you say, God, I don't care how much it hurts me. Show me. Show me what I'm not seeing. But also give me the strength to not respond low vibrationally, because I'm not trying to be in handcuffs, none of that. I'm not trying to, whatever. And so God says, okay, all right, you want an exodus strategy out of it? You just say, give you the strength, right? So God shows you, okay, this person is cheating. At that very moment, God is saying, keep going forward, right? But what happens sometimes is that people will say, and the same thing happens with jobs. You say, God, I've been working hard, I've been doing everything that they've asked me to do in order for me to get this increase or this raise. I've been doing everything, right? Um, God, can you give me a little bit more insight, like what's happening, what's going on? You know, are there any planets that is retrograde right now? Is Mercury retrograde right now that could affect the technology and the messages getting to me? You know, what's happening? Because I need some answers. God says, okay, I'm gonna show you. God shows you that that position, that increase that you wanted went to somebody else. And the way that God shows you is in a very creative way that you only know it came from God. It didn't come from gossip. It didn't come from assumption. Nothing. God shows you, like, you just happen to walk in somebody's office and see your paperwork sitting right next to somebody else's paperwork, and boom, they got the increase you thought you was going to get. Yours show denied for an increase. They show approval, and you know you've been working hard. You did everything. At that very moment, source is saying, keep going. Put your letter of resignation in. Just like you found this job, you can find another one, right? But again, what happens is that people will put themselves back through along an arduous journey because, one, you're an adaptable sign. You're a highly adaptable sign, which can work for you, but sometimes, and like in the cases that I just gave you, can work against you. So you go back into a situation, now you're angry, you're frustrated, you know, and it can be coming out on other people. Same thing in friendships and other areas, you know. So source is saying, this time, get on your horse, or in your Mustang, or in your truck, or on your jet, whatever you, and get as far away from even considering going back to anything that you asked God for an exodus out of, and God gave you an exodus and the strength. Somebody may not have asked for the strength. This time you're asking for the strength. Strength, God, please don't let me go back. Thank you for the strength. Let me stay forward. Two of Wands came out twice. So it's certainly two situations that somebody, you know, where God is just really re-emphasizing, don't go back, don't go back, don't go back, don't go back, because it'll burn you out, it'll exhaust you again, it'll frustrate you. And so source had to put a fire up under somebody so that they would never go back to a situation that burned them. It could, like I said, it could be two situations, two friends, you know, two family members, you know, two ex-colleagues, two whatever. If it's an X, make it an X, right? X. They X themselves. They burned a bridge, and it should be no room to come back, because what source is trying to do, it was never meant for these energies to be a part of what you built on your own. Your credibility, your stability, your career success, your reputation. It was never meant, because their energy would have dragged you down. They would have not had, these energies would have been jealous, resentful, everything, Gemini. So pay attention, pay attention. 31, I am disciplined. There we go. That's what that fire had to discipline somebody. Your approach to life is an effective mix of both practicality and imagination. Your mind is stirring with creative ideas, and you have the organizational skills to manifest them to life. That's right. You certainly do. So sources like get rooted and grounded. That's what that number 4 is. 31 reduces to 4. Get rooted and grounded. Get rooted and grounded. You may have felt foolish in the past, but sources like, you don't have to feel that. I mean, don't let your ego take over. Like, I feel like a fool. I should be smarter than this. I should know this. Okay, extend yourself some grace. Like, stop beating yourselves up. You know, here we have forgiveness. I forgive myself. I am healing from past trauma. And see, that could be it right there. Like, somebody could have gone through so many traumatic situations. You may not have noticed it. You may have had to be burned a couple of times to put a fire up under yourself to keep on going. So, you know, try not to beat yourselves up, Gemini. Here we have, I release all guilt. I forgive hurt done by others. I accept that I cannot change the past. Anger does not control my mind. I release all sadness. I'm grateful for every experience. I'm stronger because of my challenges. Yep. That's what I have for you, Geminis. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you all on Freedom Friday. Bye.